There's a little thing now, and the kids at home and a loving wife. Dude, it smells like bleach in here. It's freaking awesome. I like that. I like that smell. I love the smell of bleach. So I light a cigarette in a minute. But like, I love the smell of cleaning products, bro. I think there's something wrong with me. But I love when I clean something and it just smells good. Like, ooh, you feel good about yourself. I'm about to have to go to get ready for work, but anyway, I'm gonna do a quick like hour little podcast or whatever, say. So guys, say happy Friday. I hope you guys are doing good, bro. I hope you guys are happy with your lives. I hope you are. I hope things are going good. Unfortunately, I'm stuck in a small town where people brag about going to jail. I'm stuck in a small town where people brag about going to jail. That's the cool thing. If you're a guy and you've been to jail, even if you're a chick now, you wear it like a badge of honor. This is your badge of honor. This is your contribute to society. This is what you contribute to society. You might not have a job. You might not have worked in years. You might walk around town. You might smoke meth. But you did not go to jail. And if you didn't, you're not cool. But if you did go to jail, you're cool. And these guys literally wear it like a badge of honor. I was in HEB the other day. And I'm sitting in line, and this guy sees this other guy, and they give each other a hug, and he said, "Thank God I'm out of jail." That was the first thing he said to him. It wasn't, "Hello, how you doing, sir?" It wasn't, "Good day, mate." It was, "Thank God I'm out of jail." And like, good, this makes me feel comfortable. I feel comfortable to know that I'm in line with a criminal. With a common goon, and I really do. Like, it's like, and these people are goons. They're the lowest form of life form there ever is, and that's the biggest badge you can have is going to jail. And if you've been to prison, you are a god amongst these people. You are the Lord. And I'm just saying, and there's nothing to brag about. Everybody's been to jail. I've been to jail. I don't tell people about it. I remember when I first got out of jail, no one knew I went to jail. Until my parents saw it in the jail log. But no one knew I went to jail. It wasn't something that I wore as a badge of honor. I didn't tell my friends. I didn't tell anybody. I didn't call people up randomly on the phone at 3 o'clock in the morning and says, "I'm out of jail." Because that's what they do. They like to tell everybody. Like, they like to bring it up in the conversations for the next year or two before they go to jail again. They will tell you about jail. They will tell you about how awesome jail is and how they were in there surviving and how they were in the trenches. I had to eat ramen noodles. And I love the smoke. I love the smell of like bleach, man. I'm starting off pretty good today, I guess. I'm gonna try not to cuss as much in this podcast either. I'm gonna try to stop cussing so much, because as men, like, the biggest honor around Marble Falls, Kingsland, Burnett, Granite Shoals, I don't know about Lampasas, I don't go out that far, but and Cottonwood Shores, Horseshoe Bay, no matter where you go, you're gonna meet somebody. They're gonna talk about their time in jail, especially if it's a dude. And the type, the archetype. They're scumbags. Not like me. I'm kind of a scumbag too, but I'm not like, how do I put it? I'm not like brag about jail scumbag. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't do dope anymore, and I won't. And like, what I'm saying, I don't think it's cool to like go to jail. I never have thought that was cool. That was something I always thought. I was like, bro, like, I don't care. I hate when guys tell you their jail stories. I hate when guys will tell you about their jail stories. Like, that one time I was in jail. And you're like, oh, great, here we go. And they have to bring it up at every party. Like, this is a badge of honor for them. Like, they wear it on if they had a shirt that said, "I've been to jail," they would wear it. You know what I'm saying? And they have all their charges on the back of the shirt like it's merch. Like, if they made their own merch, that's what it would say. "I've been to jail." And on the back, it's like meth, alcohol intoxication. Some dumb shit. But, like, I said I wasn't going to cuss. But no, I'm serious, though. Like, just, I don't understand this. So I'm in line. And we're at the supermarket. And this guy, he's trying to brag about going to jail. And he's trying to do it in front of, like, all the women. Like, there was women there. And he's, like, looking around, looking at all the women as they go by. "I've been to jail." "Yeah, jail's pretty crazy, right?" And he's looking at every chick that goes by. It's like, dude, chill out. Chill out, bro. Bro, chill out. And they're all looking at him like, ugh. And he's like, "Yeah, that's right." You know what I'm saying? "That's right. Been to jail." You know, and to him that was like the biggest badge of honor in the world. Like he was the biggest, baddest man in. He was the biggest, baddest man in the store because he just got out of county. He was literally looked like he hasn't took a bath in 3 or 4 days. Maybe he should have stayed in county so he could take a bath. But, and him and this old man were talking about. The old man was like, I remember when I was in there with you, man. That was pretty crazy. Pretty good times, man. Good times. And yeah, I've been quoted by saying I had a pretty good time when I was in jail. I ain't gonna lie. I went to jail for 5 days, and I had the best sleep of my life, bro. But it was not glamorous. I wanted to leave instantly. Well, you ain't built like me. Yeah, I guess not. I don't like to see other men bathe. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not built like you. I don't like to see other men. You know, I don't like to be stuck in a room with a bunch of dudes. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Like, I literally remember. I can tell you a story right now how horrifying jail was, and how it's not nothing to brag about. I was in jail for 5 days, and one of the days there was a guy in there in the bath, like he was taking a shower, and he was just playing with himself. That's the only way I can describe it. And everybody's like, "You go, OG," and I'm like, "Really?" And he's like, "Arr!" Like he was making all kinds of noises, like, and I'm just like, "What the? What is? Get me out of here, please, for Christ!" You know, I don't belong here, and I don't belong in this town. I don't belong around these people. And then there's videos of these women bragging about being whores. There's literally like some of these women are literally like, they be sharing videos like this girl's like, I have 5 kids. I had my first kid at 13. That's not a flex. I don't know when that became a flex. I do not know when none of this became a flex. I know jail's been a flex for these guys for years. I remember back in the day, like, you know, you be talking in a circle, and if you're the only guy that ain't been to jail, they would kind of, like, look down upon you. Like, you're like, oh, I'm not the piece I've never been caught. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, don't mind me. I'm not a scumbag. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry for not being a scumbag. You know what I'm saying? Well, you don't understand how it is in jail. Like, and that was always, like, a conversation they bring up. Like, a lot of my cousins were the same way. Like, oh, you don't understand. It was like, in jail. Jail, jail, jail. You don't understand, Derek. You don't know what it's like. You don't know what it's like to spend a year in jail. We had to stay in one corner. They had to stay in another corner. It was horrible. You know what I'm saying? I got beat up a couple times, but I made it through. So, okay. Okay, I didn't. You know, we're talking about Christmas cards. I didn't get a Christmas card when I was in jail. Oh well, I didn't know. Like you'll be totally off subject, and these goons will come in and start talking about how they've been to jail. I never thought that was cool, and I never thought like being a hoe was cool. Like these females, like the females in my hometown, like think, okay, well I've been with him. Like they wear like a badge of honor. They're better than you because they're a hoe. I tried to wave at this couple going on the road the other day, and they were both meth heads, and they were too good to wave at me because they were on meth. Because you smoked the rock, you're too good to wave at me. I went to school with you, bitch. You know, and like don't sit there and say I'm a bad person for getting irritated, because I don't get irritated, but like half of me wanted to get out and just slap them to the next city. You know, because like, a lot of people don't realize is you're not too good if you do dope and shit. It's like the worse you are, the better you are around here. Around here, you're a gangster if you smoked a glass pipe. Oh, look at me! I put shit in a what do they call it? A light bulb. I'm better than you. Why? Because you live a normal life. This is how messed up society has gotten. You know, I'm better than you. I'm too good to look at you. I know we went to high school together, but I smoked a glass pipe. And I'm pretty sure she's done a lot more for that glass pipe. That little high-speed chicken feed. You know what I'm talking about? But that's a badge of honor, too. There's these badge of honors of how much of a scumbag you can be around in this area, in Marble Falls, in Granite Shows, in Burnett, in And I don't know about Lampasas. I'm not from there. I never really hung out in Lampasas very much. I had some cousins out there. I went out there one time and I got beat up at the Spring Hole. That's a long story. I got beat up at the Spring Hole because these people wanted my Jenny McCarthy poster and they didn't get it, That's what I'm telling you. I'm telling you right now, they didn't get it because I was resisted. Yes, I got kicked in the face, but it was awesome. But anyway, and Cottonwood and Kingsland, this whole little area, the hill country, all together. If you're not a meth head, you never been to jail, or if you're not like, if you don't go to prison, if you don't, sleep with other men, if you're not like, you are not cool. You're a lame dude. Man, you ain't been to jail, you ain't been sitting up in prison like me. Yeah, why would I want to sit in prison? And then like that, this is the whole point. This is what I'm talking about. It's a weird situation. But this is what's cool. Like, all their lives, they held on to their high school coolness. I'm cool. I was cool in high school. And yeah, I was heading for prison then because I was a bad dude. You're a puss. That's what it is. You contribute nothing to life. Instead, only thing you have is jail stories. And your girl has been ran through by everybody. Believe me, I had a piece of it too, bro. It was fun. And, but I'm just saying, like, I would never, first of all, like, that's just me too, like, I'm saying, people get mad, but I don't lower my standards. I don't like people's lower their standards in their life so much that going to jail is a progress. That's the only thing that contribute to society. Could you imagine not contributing nothing to society? At least I have a podcast. At least I have a lot of people that love me. At least I have a job. I'm contributing to society. At least I have a brain. At least when I talk, people learn. I've been named one of the world's greatest minds of our generation. I am one of the greatest minds of our generation, Derrek Ribera. And I do not sit there and talk about going to jail. That's what I'm saying. And there's nothing wrong with going to jail. I know sometimes you're down on your luck, bro. Believe me, I went to jail because I had unpaid tickets. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't no gangster. But like I'm gonna tell you right now, like, because I don't smoke meth, because I'm not a gangster. But like in this town, like if you don't smoke meth, you're not a gangster. You're not cool. You're not too cool. You don't wave at me. Don't wave at us. We're the crackheads of the town. We are the crackheads. We stand tall. We walk around Kingsland with our missing teeth and our dirty clothes. We are the crackheads. Give me $1. I'm not too good for you not to ask me for $1. That's what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? And they know who they are. But like, and these worthless, low down people. And I know, look, I've been there, bro. I've been homeless. I've been on the block. But I always seem to find a way out. I've never thought about, I should go to jail. I'm going to tell everybody how cool it is to be in jail. And then I can talk about this story for the next 6 years. There's people that literally still talk about their prison time. And they've been out for 20 years. Get out. Get a life. Contribute something to society. Please. For Christ. And, but man, who am I to judge? Who am I to judge? And that's the whole point. Who am I to judge? Like, I'm not a judge. I'm not Judy. I'm Derrek Ribera. And, it's crazy to me because nowadays it's like the worse you are, like you'll see these couples. The man's been in and out of jail, the chick's on meth, she's been banging a lot of dudes. There's a lot of and there's a lot of kids involved, and those kids are good kids. They're never like the scholars. This is the future of America. and you look at these children. This is why I'm so pro-abortion now. Honestly. I mean, not really. I'm not really pro-abortion. I don't. But, it's none of my business either way. But, what I'm saying is these children, and they're just as bad, but they can't help it. I saw these kids running around. And they're, cussing you out. I cussed one out one time. I ain't gonna lie, I was in Killeen. This little kid's yeah, you better move, fat ass. I was excuse me? I said, where's your mom and daddy at? I don't know. I said, there you go. I said, your daddy probably ain't around. They just looked at me, these little punks. I said, you think I'm fucking playing? I said, dude, I had these headphones on. I could hear everything you say. I said, tell your mom and daddy I live at blah, 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 and you come on, I'm going to whoop their ass. Straight up. One of them, one day, he was walking with him. Mom, that's that guy. She said, did you say something to my son? I said, yeah, bitch, I did. What the fuck, you got a problem? Go get your husband. Oh, wait a minute, he ain't around. So, whatever, I have a husband. I said, yeah, but I bet ain't his real daddy. Fuck out of my face. You know what I'm saying? I don't like people. That's just me, bro. Like, don't come at me. You ghetto trash. You know what I'm saying? But nah, man. Like, I'm just so over it, you know? I'm so over the horrible behaviors. Like, you see these videos, these kids just cussing and acting bad, and everybody's like, so cute, so funny. That's what's wrong. That's what's wrong. That's what's wrong. That's why our future is dark. Because y'all think it's cute for your kids to murder people. Like, there'll literally be a little kid stabbing somebody, and they're like, oh, my baby's first serial kill. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all literally let these kids get by with everything because, oh, you're not civilized. That's right. I forgot. But you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not trying to hate on everybody. I'm just saying that there's people that, you know, but like, I literally just see this and I'm like, bro, like, such garbage, man. Like, garbage is cool now. Feed me garbage. Feed it to me. It's cool now. Like, that's what's in style nowadays is garbage. You know, that's kind of like the premise of the whole episode, pretty much. But, like, that's what's in style today. You know what I'm saying? Like this lady, the Phillies Karen, for instance. This lady literally got mad because this man and his son caught a baseball at the Phillies game. And this is how scumbag she is. And she takes the ball away from him and she starts yelling at him because she deserved the ball. Because she wanted the ball. So she freaks out, right? And then, I can't think of her name or nothing like that, but like I know they call her the Phillies Karen if you want to look it up. And she literally yells at the dad and the son, and the dad's like, look, I just gave her the ball so she can get out of my face. I'm tired of hearing it. And so so anyway, the Phillies see this, so they give the kid and the dad a VIP treatment. They you know, say I guess the next game they go to, they get like VIP treatment. They get treated good. They get to sit in the box or whatever, and they're cool. And then she gets mad because she's like, well, I should be sitting in that box too because of me they got to do it. That's the world we're living in. You know what I'm saying? A grown woman gets mad because a man and his son caught a ball and literally thinks she deserves VIP treatment because she was being a bitch. That's the world we live in, bro. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's, to me, I can't wrap my head around these people. This, it's the honor of being a scumbag. If you know what I mean. There's an honor of being a scumbag now. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh man, man, you know, it's just to them it's such an honor, and I can't take it no more. Like, it's crazy to me because, like, you literally get online and the first thing you see is some chick bragging about having 30 kids and she's only 23 and, you know, 4 different baby daddies and blah blah blah, and you're just like, bro, like, that's nothing to brag about. You know, back in the 90s, early 2000s and the 80s and stuff, no one bragged about that. No one talked about it. I remember like, people got beat up for having different daddies. You know what I'm saying? If your mama was a crackhead, we make fun of your mama for being a crackhead. Nowadays, it's an honor. My mom's a crackhead, and she's like, I've never been on meth for so long. And everybody's like, oh my God, your mom should come to career day. They'll invite the parents to career day. You know what I'm saying? They ain't going to invite some parents that are doing anything. They're going to invite a parent that's on meth to career day. That's what they're invited to career day. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be shocked because God forbid, you know, somebody's meth head mama's going to be at career day talking about how great it is to be a meth head that walks up and down the street and thinks they're gangster. You know, you remember the gangster crackheads? Well, guess what? They're back, baby. You know what I'm saying? I saw a bunch of them. They're like, well, so what do you do for a living? Yeah, what I do is I do people for crack and meth. Like, oh, tell the children about it, because this is their future. This is what they should inspire to be. They should either be that or they should be trans. Which one? Either. But you know what I'm saying? Either way, they smell like shit. But, like, you know what I'm saying? Like they're gonna be like, oh, you know, what's your mama do? She a meth head, and she's like, well, sometimes I wake up first thing in the morning, I look for cigarettes off the ground. A woman actually told me this before. I walk around town and look for cigarette butts to smoke, and then I go on the hunt for meth. Well, she didn't say she went on the hunt for meth, but she goes, then I go on a hunt. I mean, you know what she was talking about. Then I go on a hunt for meth, and I find a good meth dealer, and I don't have money, so I service him other ways. You know what I'm saying? I check his oil and everything else, you know what I'm saying? So they do what they got to do. But like I do admire their hustle. I do admire the hustle. You know what I'm saying? But it's just how it is. That's how it is. Like they're feeding us garbage. Like it seems like the worse something is in the world, the better it's more praised. If that makes any sense. Like you know, saying, oh, your husband, he's in jail. You know, saying he's always in jail, and well, you know, saying that's what's up. That's what's up. Good for him. Good for him. Good for him. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Good for him. I mean, like, honestly, he should come speak at the school. He should talk to the children. He should talk to the college students when they're graduating. Bring this guy. Bring this Marble Falls 35, 37-year-old dude that's been methed out for years and been in and out of jail. Bring him to the college students to talk when they graduate. This is who needs to talk to the students. This is who needs to prepare them for their future. Not someone like me with a great mind and great looks, and that's awesome. No, we need somebody that's fucking doped out. That's what we need. We need a dope head. We need a dope head. You know? What the hell? That is weird. My phone just came up and it was like, oh, somebody tried to call me. Stop trying to call me. I don't have any money. This girl literally asked me for money. No one cares about me. They just want to talk to me about money. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's another thing too. Like, everybody asks you for, and if you're like a guy like me that's not like, you know, been to jail and stuff and you have a job, only reason why people talk to you is if they want money. You know what I'm saying? It's never like, hey, Derek, how you doing? It's like, hey, can I borrow $20 because I need money? And it's like, well, dude, I don't have $20. And you know, like sometimes I do, but I'm like, bro, this is my last 20. I'm poor too. That's the funny thing. I'm poor too. I just don't spend my money on meth. I spend it on bills. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference. Like there's a reason why my lights are not going to get turned off. There's a reason why my water's not going to get turned off. There's a reason why I live in my house. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why. Okay, I'm sorry I can't loan you money. Well, I just want to borrow some cash. I just want to borrow some cash. Well, too bad. And with credit cards and like Cash App and stuff now, it's made it where people don't even have to come see you anymore. Because I used to hold people hostage when they want to borrow money from me. I would hold people hostage. They would literally be like, hey, Derek, can I borrow like $30? And I'm like, yeah, come on over. Then I would make them I would talk to them, make them listen to me rant, and then I would give them the $30. That's what you do. You make them listen to you and make them listen to you rant. Let them hear you talk about the Jews. Let them hear you talk about Israel. Let them hear you talk about 9/11 for the 50th freaking time. Believe me, they will. They will have to earn, because you know they're not going to pay you back. So it's like them earning the money. Like, you want to earn that money? Come on over. And I ain't going to do nothing dirty with you. You're going to have to listen to me talk. Listen to the podcast. That's why I do a podcast now, because no one wants to come over and ask me for money anymore. They want to ask me for money and ask me to wire it to them. You know, but yeah, like, and it seems like every day of the week, man, it's like people, it seems like the worse you are, the more, like, you know, like, especially around here, and I think that's everywhere too, man, just like the worse you are, and you know, like and when you're a hardworking dude, when you're a dude that's trying to live his life right, you're no longer, no one cares, no one gives a shit about you, no one's, and it seems, but you know what I'm saying, like, that's what sucks, is like, you don't ever get your flowers. Like, if you're a regular dude that's not all doped out, you're not going to get your flowers. And you know, might as well. But these others, they seem like they get, like, you know, they have all these friends, they have all this stuff, even though they really don't. Even though, like, really deep down, because, like, I've been in that world. I was in that world for a long time. And so, like, well, I wasn't really doing it as much, but, like, yeah, I kind of was. But, like, I was in that world, but I kind of wasn't. I was always had my foot stepped out of that world. But, like, I was. And maybe they think the same way. And I don't say anything. I ain't hating on nobody. I think if you want to get clean, I think that's the best thing you should do. And believe me, like, I think that's pretty awesome. You know, if you're trying to get clean stuff, I know how it is, bro. I know how it is to struggle with that, dude. I struggled for a long time. And, you know, it's hard. It's hard to, I don't know how to explain it. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, I never acted like I was better than anybody either. I never let it be known, too. But, like, it's hard to get out of that world. But once you're out of it, that's why you never go all the way into it. But once you're out of it, it's such a peaceful feeling. It's like, that's why I'm always preaching about finding hobbies and stuff like that. I'm always preaching about, hey, man, try jujitsu. Try baseball. I know guys that literally just like, I know guys that play softball. I know guys that do jujitsu. I know guys that do karate. I know guys that do taekwondo. I know guys that do MMA. I know people that literally, like, saying, like, just do things, man. Like, and that's what keeps you occupied. You don't want to get all doped out. You don't want to be a dope head, but you want to do things. You want to be like, find something that keeps you occupied. And you know what I'm saying, like that, because that's not gangster. It's not cool. That's not cool at all. And the guys like me are always overlooked because, and it kind of makes us feel some type of way sometimes. It really does. But even though in the end, you're living a better life. You know what I'm saying? If you're living a clean life, yeah, they might look like they're having more fun than you. They might have more women around them. But at the end of the day, it's not going to be like their life is miserable. It's always you're always trying to chase that high. You're always going through something, and like, in and out of jail, you can't find a job and everything. You're like, at the end of every night when everybody's gone, the voices are screaming in your head, and you're just sitting there looking at the wall as the wall's moving towards you. I mean, I've been there, and literally you're dying a little bit inside. Your soul is dying, and like, even though I make fun of these people a lot and everything, if they ever need help, and I can't give you money, because every time someone's like, you ever need help, call me, and everybody thinks, money. No. If you need emotional support, I'm here. I might not know what to say, but I do know how it feels to be in the gutter. I do know how it feels to be homeless. I do know how it feels to be in such a bad shape that you don't know what to do with yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I do know how that feels. I do, man. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen a lot of fiends out there, man. And it's just like, it kind of breaks my heart because a lot of them I grew up with too. Like, I remember like that one I said that didn't wave at me was literally, I remember when she was a little girl. You know what I'm saying? I remember when she was a kid. I remember when she was kicking it with you know what I'm saying? Like, I go to their house, their mom would watch me. And just, I remember them just like, I'm like, damn, bro. I wish then, like, then you wouldn't think that would be her future. You know what I'm saying? You're always hoping the best. And that's what you do. Like people you grow up with, you always hope the best for them. You always want to see them succeed. Like me, I love to see people succeed. But when you see someone not succeeding, it breaks your heart just as bad. You know what I'm saying? It really, really seriously does. Like, so, like, so when I'm sitting here making fun of these guys or whatever, I'm doing it lightheartedly, and I'm doing it to joke. But at the same time, I'm here, and I got a lot of love for them, and I'm praying for people. I pray for people all the time, and that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a man of God, and I do claim myself as a man of God. Yes, I cuss a lot. I'm not the traditional, I'm not the traditional guy where, like, I think I'm better than everybody. But I'm a Christian that believes that, you know what I'm saying, like, if you need anything, let me know. If you want to learn about the Bible, I can teach you what I know. I don't know verses off the top of my head, but I can tell you stories. I can show you stuff. I can Bible study with you or whatever. But, like, at the same time, I'm not the kind of guy that's going to, like, I don't judge people. Like, that's one thing I hate about, like, that's one thing where Christianity gets a bad rep, you know what I'm saying, because these people judge people. So, and I just have to say that. But everything in the world seems like all the bad is good, but, like, there was a quote I saw. It said, when you're on the way to hell, it feels like heaven. When you're on the way to heaven, it feels like hell. And that's one thing that gets me through a lot, you know what I'm saying? It gets me through a lot, dude. It really does. And, like, because sometimes I'm like, dude, like, I'm looking around, I don't have nothing, and I'm like, I'm at work, and people are disrespecting me or whatever, or, like, I'm just at work, and I look at my check, and I'm like, dang, dude, for real? I just paid all my bills, and I have, like, barely any money left. I'm like, dude, how am I going to make it to the next payday? And then you see these crackheads and people walk around, they have, like, someone that loves them, they have, like, all this, and I'm like, man, dude, like they're so happy, they have, like, they're somehow they're surviving, they don't work at all, and you're like, how? And then like, really, they're heading to hell. That's all I can say. So, like, it's like, oh, okay. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it just that's what keeps me going. I know there's a reward at the end of the task. I know it's always going to get better. I know for a fact, you know what I'm saying, it's going to get better. So, like, I just keep going and going, and I stay with my hobbies and stuff like that. Even though I haven't been to jiu-jitsu in a couple weeks, I'm missing jiu-jitsu. But hey, don't put a guilt trip on me. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing to do. I'm dealing with life right now, so, like, it is what it is. But, like, yeah. So, In other news, so last week when I was recording the podcast, because I record it every Wednesday, but what I do is I record it every Wednesday and I won't release it until Friday. So I was recording, and I hope that, you know what I'm saying, the dude Charlie Kirk was shot, right? And I didn't know that until after I got done recording. My buddy Marshall sent me a message. And I was like, in the Utah Valley University, he was shot in the neck. Well, he was like, went through one of his arteries, which it pretty much killed him instantly, I guess. But like, dude, this is sad to me. Because he was in front of his kids and his wife, bro, and like all these people were there, and like the dude did not like. Look, I didn't agree with everything the dude said, because he was like really pro-Israel when I first started watching him, but like he kind of like started to kind of change a little bit. And the craziest thing to me is, I mean, this is crazy, because like he gets shot, people start acting like it's the greatest thing in the world. People were dancing and laughing, you know. There's this girl, I think her name was April Stevens. She was in Marble Falls, or my hometown, and she was like laughing about it or something like that, and they fired her from her job, bro. Like the conservatives are actually playing some of the liberal stuff now. They're actually getting people fired. A lot of people got fired from their jobs for making fun of this, and because this is not a laughing matter. This is like it don't matter what someone believes and how their coerce things. And before I start into this rant, somebody on one of my Facebook status or on her Facebook status was like, "I'm not going to talk politics." Yeah, you're not going to talk politics because you're stupid. That's why you're dumb. You don't understand politics. You and your friends are saying "go, you go, girl" when you told me that are all stupid. But I took a break from the internet because of this. Because I saw the stupidity on the internet. On both sides, the right and the left. And, like, a man died. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, no one knows who really did it. We all have an idea, you know? We all have an idea of who did it. And there was a lot of things going on. Like, as the assassination was happening, I saw a video where they were talking about the Republicans voted against opening the Epstein files in the Senate, right? Which was a big thing, and it's also something that Charlie stood for. He was like, let's open the Epstein files. You know, there was a lot of things he said that led up to this event, right? And, you know, we would break it down a little bit. And I'm going to break it down a little bit to what I've been studying, what I've been learning, and what I've been seeing. And it was like there was this kid named Tyler, what's his name, dude? 1 second. I don't want to mess up his name, so I'm going to look it up real fast. And they caught this kid named Tyler Robertson, a 22-year-old, like, I think he was like a trans dude or something like that. Anyway, his own dad turned him in. His dad was like, you know, I'm assuming like a hardcore Republican or whatever, but like, you know, they definitely had differences. And he turned his son in, and which is a good thing. They also like, there was also something cool that his dad did. They donated $1 million to Tyler's family, I guess to kind of get him out of jail or whatever, because these liberals did. He turned around and gave the $1 million to Charlie Kirk's people, you know, to kind of help with him, because he felt so bad that supposedly his son did this. And the reason why I say supposedly, because there's a lot of like weird things that were going on. This kid was 200 yards away on a rooftop. A 22-year-old little Twinkie kid shot this gun and landed him right on the neck. I don't know, man. That's all I'm saying. I don't know, man. Because in Charlie Kirk's last days, he was kind of questioning a certain country named Israel. And I'm not going to get too much into it, because every time someone does, this is what happens. But, yeah. So, because, like, you know, I don't want to sound stupid, and I definitely won't, but, like, you know, there's a lot of things behind it, but I thought the most interesting video I saw was when they were like, yeah, they were trying to get the Epstein files open, but all the Republicans in the House voted no against that. They voted no against opening so not both sides are bad. Yes, Charlie Kirk was a Republican, a hardcore one, and I did respect a lot of his opinions, and I did agree with a lot of his opinions, but I also disagreed with some of his opinions too. And what I liked about Charlie Kirk was, and you know what I'm saying, was the fact that he went to his campuses and debated with people. He didn't yell at them. He didn't scream at them. He kind of laughed at them a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But like most guys, you know, most people would laugh at them. You see some pink-haired crazy person screaming, you know what I'm saying? You're going to fucking laugh. So that's what I'm trying to say. And like, but like he did it right. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's why they killed him. They literally killed this man just for talking, bro. Just for talking, bro. That's it. This is where our world's come to. He wasn't killing people. He was, yeah, he might have said some racist stuff, bro. Okay? And hey, don't we all say racist stuff? You know, isn't that what we do here? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, come on now. Isn't this what we do here? But like, and that's what everybody's trying to hold against him. Well, he was pro-gun violence. He was pro-gun, yes. But ain't we all? In a way. A lot of people are pro-gun, and I think that's okay. Like you should be able to believe what you want to believe, and not get killed for it. And not like now I understand if he was like doing radical stuff, but he wasn't doing radical stuff. He was just talking to these people. He was having debates with these people and making videos about it. He was a very smart man, you know, in a way. You know what I'm saying? Like he was having debates with these kids. He was talking to them. He was also educating them on a lot of things, and a lot of people were, you know, were I guess mad about that. You do not get killed for lying. I'm gonna tell you right now. You know what I'm saying? There's been so many people, but if you would do not get killed for lying. And I don't want to get too much into the Israel thing, but like I do believe they're some of the biggest suspects. You know, they will, and you know, it's a dirty situation. But it's like, in my eyes, no one deserves to die for having an opinion. No matter what side you're on. No matter who you believe, no matter who you voted for, you know, you don't deserve to get killed for believing something. You know? I mean, maybe... I don't know, because that's not the American way to me. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy to me how people were promoting people were so happy about it. People, you really saw some of your friends' truest colors, and I had to step offline because I would have argued with these people. You really saw people's true colors when something like this happens. You're like, dang, for real, bro? Like that's what you believe? Like it's cool to kill someone because they disagree with you? Man, that's insane. And like I tell dark jokes, I tell dark humor, I make jokes, you know, about killing myself. I make jokes about a lot of things, but I do not ever condone, you know, stuff like this. And I don't think it's cool. I don't think it's funny. I don't think it's cute to like make fun of someone because they died and they're like their children's gonna grow up without him. That's crazy, dude. His wife is gonna be without him. Like his whole family, you know what I'm saying, in tramples, and everybody's like making jokes, and laughing, and you know, like I saw a lady made a T-shirt to debate this and that. I'm getting shot in the neck, and I'm like, oh, man, that's sick. That's like our country is truly sick. You know, when you can't have a decent debate, because I love debating people too, but like. I like, and I knew for a fact, like some of these people that were like talking on my Facebook, some of my friends on there, I had to like walk away because I could shut them down. When you know you have the power to destroy somebody, you just keep going. You know, you don't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's to me, I'm more of a peace kind of person, but I don't ever want to. How do I put it? I don't ever want to, like, I don't, no matter what side they're on, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, you know, it's just wrong, you know? And to get back into it, it was, and what y'all gotta understand is, like, yeah, he was starting to kind of speak against Israel a little bit. He started doing more research, I think is what it was. And he started to, like, just, like, you know, when they want to shut you up, they will shut you up. Simple as that. They're, like, if you were lying the whole time, like when I saw his interview with Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro is like a big Israel advocate, dude. And the way he was looking at him while he was asking these questions, like, why are you asking these questions, man? You know what I'm saying? Cause like I think he's truly evil, you know, Ben Shapiro. And I think there's a lot of true evil in this world, and there's a lot of crazy things going on in this world today where, like, if you tell the truth, they will try to shut you out. Believe me. Oh, you're a conspiracy theory. Oh, you're crazy. Or there's this. They don't want to hear it. They will do what they can to keep your mouth shut. You know? And it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad. It's kind of messed up. that people will literally do that, and then people will cheer it on, and that's crazy to me because like you know there's a lot of he also turned down like a lot of money from Benjamin Yahoo or whatever his name is. Like he turned down like $150 million because they were trying to like give that money to his foundation, and he's like, no, I don't want that. Because if he would have took the money, he would have had to go even more pro-Israel. He would have had to even go more into it. So you got to think about that, and also at the same time, they're talking about the Epstein files. At the same, you know, saying there were a lot of things going on last Wednesday that we didn't know about, and no, we didn't know that they were voting on this. We didn't know that all this was going on. So like, if you really want to get deep into it, look into it. But like, if you don't do it, dude, because it's like it's a dark rabbit hole that like you go down, and I went down and I'm like, oh, I had to take a break from the internet, dude. Last week I took a break from the internet until like Sunday, but I was like, man, like I can't get on here and talk to these people because there's no talking to these people because there's no logic behind cheering on someone's death. There's no logic behind that, man. There's like literally it's just demonic. In my eyes, it's demonic. Like no matter what you believe, like I'm gonna say it again, you don't deserve to die. You know, you really don't. And you just, it's just one of those things, man. It's one of those things, bro. And then that's all I'm really gonna say about it. I'm not gonna get too political into it, but I am gonna like, I'm planting the seed a little bit. But like, it's just a lot of stuff going on, and I don't think this Tyler Robertson kid, I don't think he was just that good, but you never know. And I think he might be the fall guy because there's also reports of him not even saying nothing to the. He's not even cooperating with the police or anything because he was probably told not to. You know, there's always something behind it. You know what I mean? And there's always some kind of craziness that's going on, and there's just like, I don't know, man. I'm not scared. I just don't want to get into it. I don't want to make my podcast about that because I've already been blacklisted, and I just think it's sad, man. You know, and that's my point of view on it. This is just my opinion. Like I think it's sad. I think it's wrong, and a lot of people like that cheered it on. And I think that there's some sickly, dark, deep something going on with yourself, you know, and there's something going on in your life that you know what I mean, like you have problems, you know what I mean, and I thought I had problems, but like I just don't think it's right, man. And I don't think it's right to kill someone for what they believe in, no matter who did it, no matter who not. But like there's a lot of stuff still coming out about it, and it's just like it makes you think, you know what I'm saying? It makes you think, and like other assassinations that happened in America, other things. It all ties to like a lot of things that's like they will shut you up. It's like you like what you gotta understand is like you don't get killed for telling lies, because we live in a lying ass world. The world is full of lies, and once you tell the truth, that's when you're bad. You're a crazy man. If you're not rich and famous, you know what I'm saying, you're a crazy man. You're some crazy guy. You know, everybody thinks I'm a crazy guy. But then if you're but then most of the time you're right. It's like, it's crazy. Like when like a lot of things I say were right, and like as soon as it happened, I'm like, oh, I know who did this. And I made a comment about it, and like, and now some of my friends are like, oh my gosh, dude. Like, and I'm like, yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I've been paying attention, and that's the whole point. It's like the difference between people paying attention and like stuff like that is crazy. They'll paint you as a crazy conspiracy theorist, a crazy guy that's walking around, you know, but at the end of the day, you know the truth, you know what's really going on, and everybody knows what's really going on, and it's like it's getting more out in the open now. Everything's getting more out in the open, where we're all like, oh man, this is crazy, you know, this is sad. This is not like. This is not like something that we should brag about. This is not something we should laugh at. But like this is the world we live in now. The world we live in now is like we love to be fed garbage through our food, through our entertainment, through everything, and to the point where we like to, and like we become garbage. We become garbage people, and you know what I'm saying. Like it's cool to go to jail. It's cool to, you know what I'm saying, that someone that disagrees with you got shot. And in conclusion, I think that we should all literally take a look at ourselves, take a step back, you know what I'm saying? Like I miss America where it was like, where people had compassion. There's not much compassion out there no more. There's not much, you know, anything. And you know, like I said, like the meth head walking down the street gets more glory than the guy going to work every day. You know what I'm saying? And like, so this is the world we live in. It's getting so bad out there, and I wish people could start getting rewarded for good things again. I wish that I wish that, you know what I'm saying, like, people wouldn't get killed for their opinions. And, like, you know, this is just little things that I dream about. And I don't know, man. It's just crazy. And, you know, maybe one day it'll go back to normal, but I don't know, man. I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. Because you have to I had to take a break from all the politics and stuff, because it had me where I couldn't sleep at night. It had me where I was just like, dude, like, we're doomed. And like, a lot of my friends are going through that same rabbit hole now. I'm like, guys, chill out, because like it gets bad. It gets bad. Believe me, I've set up for hours looking at stuff on my phone and looking at stuff all here. And I know a lot of that stuff ain't true, but a lot of it is, you know. And like the lies are more triumphant these days, because we're in the end times. We're in the end times, bro. Let's get real. Let's get real. We're in the end times. If you have ever read the book of Revelation, you know for a fact that we are in the end times, and it's getting worse. And so only thing you can do is just live and be you. You know what I'm saying? Like, my beliefs are, you know, and I'm not trying to force it on nobody, but my beliefs are is like, turn to Jesus, turn to God. You know what I'm saying? Realize that Jesus is the Son of God, and that Jesus is the only way we can get through heaven. You know what I'm saying? So you got to just keep, like, just going, you know? But you can't, like, let the negativity of this world hold you down anymore. You know, and guys, I'm sorry I didn't really get too much into it. Like, I know a lot of my friends were like, dude, tell me what you really think. I just don't. We'll be here all day, and I really got to go to work. So, hey, guys, thank y'all for listening, and, you know what I'm saying, hope you enjoy your Friday. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy your Friday, enjoy your times. You know what I'm saying? This will be released Friday morning. Hopefully you can get it at your lunch break or whatever. And I do appreciate all y'all that listen. And check out the Heavy Rollers, and that's heavy_rollers_podcast on Instagram. Check us out, man. You know what I'm saying? Get some merch, or if you don't even have to do that, but definitely check out the podcast over there, man. You know, it's me and my buddy Steven, and we're just having a good time. And, you know what I'm saying? Nothing political, nothing crazy. Like, you know, we both initially decided not to talk about certain subjects on our podcast, because we know where it leads to, you know. And this is how serious it is nowadays in the world. Even though small podcasts like us and small podcasts like this one, you know, if you tell the truth, you're going to be labeled crazy. And there's a lot of algorithms in the world that will stop you from getting out there, you know. And honestly, I want me and Steven's podcast to go far, and that's my dream, because I want that podcast to go far, and I want people to listen, and I want it to encourage people to get up and do things with their life instead of living in this garbage world. And I want this podcast to do the same thing. We're encouraging you to become a better person, a better version of yourself, and more of a thinker, more open-minded, and also to be able to do stuff instead of sitting around, or instead of doing meth, or instead of doing whatever. Like, you could literally sit there and do things with your life. Be happy. You know what I'm saying? Find a good talent. Find a good hobby. You know, and that's my biggest thing. That's our biggest defense against this trash world, is to find a good hobby, guys. So thank you for listening. Thank you for listening on YouTube, Spotify, or whatever. I do appreciate you guys. I appreciate everything y'all do. Happy Friday. And remember, stay true to yourself, man. You know what I'm saying? Os.